Welcome to today's episode of the Promo Playbook by Cubic Promote. Today I've got a guest here. With me we have Kathryn, one of our creative directors. Hello, Kathryn.
Good afternoon.
So we're just going to have a quick discussion about concert merchandise of all things. So concert merchandise obviously is something that we do ourselves in our business. We have supplied for the local bands with some of their merch, some basic t-shirts and some hoodies, but there's a lot more to concert merchandise than simply t-shirts and hoodies. Kathryn, would you like to share, what are some of your experiences with concert merchandise?
I think it all comes down to that piece of merchandise creates a memory for somebody at the event. So it's such an important and integral part of a concert. The merchandise is something you take home, and it's that feeling and that memory that stays with you of what you experienced at that event. So it's really important to have promotional merchandise at any event, really.
Because it sticks with you.
Yeah.
So I never know, but I never did know. But what is your favorite band, and what is the best concert you've been to, and what type of merch was on offer there?
I think going back old school, like you got Britney Spears, even Janet Jackson, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, like you go for the performance, and I'm an ex-performer, so going to these types of events, it's just spectacular. The performance is what you go there for, the dance, the interaction, the whole
So let me
experience.
get this right. You've been to these concerts live. You've seen Britney
Yes,
Spears
yeah,
live.
yeah. Seen
Oh,
Britney live, yeah.
how brilliant
Yeah,
is that?
yeah. Saw Britney live in Australia. We were like this close. It was incredible. Yeah.
Fantastic. And this is probably going a few years back because I don't believe they've been to Australian shows in the past couple of years. What type of merch did they have on offer? And did they appeal to you most
Oh,
importantly?
yeah. T-shirts, bags, drink bottles. What else? I think there was some sort of a headband or something like that. But yeah, definitely a t-shirt. It's got the tour dates on the back. And it's just something that you get. Even the programs, you get something like that. You take it away, you can frame it, wear it. It's just a memory.
Amazing stuff. I was at a concert with my daughter. This is going back 2 weeks ago now. The concert, the guest, the singer, sorry, we can say it here. The singer was a Japanese performer called Ado,
Oh, wow.
and she had a range of merchandise for sale, and they were very expensive. T-shirts from $60 upwards,
Yeah, yeah.
hoodies that went all the way up to $150 for hoodies. But they had this one particular merch that was quite memorable, quite unique. I didn't buy it because it was too far out of my price range. For $210, they sold light sticks. And I thought, okay, why would I be paying for $210 for a light stick? But at the concert, I think it was a sold out crowd at the Kudos Arena. So many thousands of people. I don't know what the capacity was, but it was at full capacity. All the light sticks synchronized in color to the song that was being played. So some of the
That's cool.
songs were more melancholic. And so you had a sea of blue. You had other songs that were really lively. And then you just had this multicolored rainbow just flashing throughout the stadium. And visually, it was very spectacular. Admittedly, on hindsight, I may have considered paying $210 for that amazing piece of interaction
Yeah,
because it wasn't just about the experience, about the merch. It was about being part of the experience,
exactly.
engaging with the song.
Exactly.
So they don't do mosh pits anymore. So this is possibly the next closest thing to a
Yeah,
mosh pit.
yeah, exactly. That's a very smart promotional product in the fact that you're almost part of the show. You're part of the choreography to the show, that's really, really cool.
It is. It is. Now, Kathryn, before her career with us at Cubic Robot, she did something quite different. Kathryn, would you like to share?
Yes, I worked for the Wiggles as a performer, and I played the role of Henry the Octopus as well. So, yeah, definitely lots of kids running around with Henry the Octopus skirts and Dorothy the dinosaur tails. So, yeah, lots of merchandise there.
Fantastic. Was there any specific merchandise that the kids or the parents gravitated to?
Oh, definitely those skirts and tails and Wags the dog tails, and Captain Feathersword, Little Feathersword. Pretty much every child had their favorite character on. So when the characters came on stage and they did their own personalized dance, the kids could come up and, shake their tail like Wags the dog, or anything like that. So, yeah.
So when you were seeing the crowd, did you notice any behaviors? Did the children actively pester the parents to please, mommy, buy me that merch? Or was it the parents actively saying, kids, this is once in a lifetime. You may not see the Wiggles again. This is memorabilia. You're buying this regardless. What was the dynamic like?
I think parents just knew it's an essential item to even walk through the doors to see the show. Everybody was with a piece of merchandise. It was just not even a question. Parents just bought it.
It was a price of entry. Was it
Exactly.
fantastic. And final question, Kathryn. If you had a magic wand, you could create any merch of your choice. What act would you create it for, contemporary or past? And what would you create?
I think something past. So, well, contemporary but past. So something that you can take away, either a piece of footage of you, interacting with the artists that you're seeing, or something you can take away, a bit of footage or something like that, where you can visually see it and relive it and post it on Instagram and everywhere to show everybody that you're at the show and you were this close away from the artist, or, you met the artist at a meet and greet like hours before or something like that.
Fantastic. So something interactive, memorable, perhaps a signed photo, a signed poster, but it has to be live on the spot,
yes.
as opposed to a random selfie taken at the gates of the stadium, for example.
Exactly. So something you could take away, whether you're opened up as a little video, something like that that's live, not just a photograph.
I like that a lot. Brilliant. Thank you for sharing, Kathryn.
Thank you for having me.
Amazing stuff. Please stay tuned for the next episode of the Promo Playbook. Well, that was fantastic, listening to Kathryn and her stories. And once again, I've got my good friend here, Anil. Anil, hello. We're talking about concert merchandise today. And what are your experiences with concert merchandise?
Look, Charles, concert merchandise is actually a topic that's quite close to my heart. When all is said and done, when you're younger, you go to these concerts and have these various experiences, but you remember them, then they fade in and fade out. But when you open up a drawer and you see like a Beyonce shirt or something like that, or just a piece of memorabilia that you purchase from a concert, brings back these memories. It brings back connections.
So you're like Kathryn. You're very nostalgic. Back to the old days. So what's some of the coolest stuff that you purchased in the past?
Oh, look, I'll admit it, and I'll say a Taylor Swift friendship bracelet.
You have a Taylor Swift friendship bracelet. How cool is that?
If you don't, it's not cool, Charles. If you don't have one, it's not cool. It honestly just it brings back the whole memory, and that's also why having good quality concert merchandise will actually last.
And it will sell really well. I'll share with you a statistic talking about Taylor Swift. Her concert, the last one, the Eras tour, $400 million Australian dollars in merchandise sales. Her concert generated approximately almost $4 billion in total revenue, 400 million of which is in merchandise. It's incredibly epic stuff. And clearly you've supported her in a small way as well.
I've done my bit for society.
Fantastic. And as a fan, what type of music are you into?
Look, only the good stuff, the soul, the R&B, and Taylor Swift. But yeah, and I have been to several concerts, and it's all about the merch. The merch is there, and they say these days, if it's not on Instagram or if it's not online, you haven't done it. But equally, if you don't have merch associated with your favorite artist, you haven't really been there, have you?
And last question, money no object, what type of merch would you buy or create?
Well, depending on the artist, but there's certainly the easy stuff that, like the apparel and the jewelry and things like that, but maybe something more elaborate like shoes. Perhaps.
Oh, I like that.
Caps.
I like the shoes idea a lot.
Yeah.
That is a good idea. Some R&B and some hip-hop shoes. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Anil. Really appreciate that input. Everyone listening, thank you so much. Love to hear what ideas that you have had, or perhaps if you've been to a concert and you found the merch severely missing and you wanted to see something, please share with us on your socials what you'd like to see, what you'd like to buy. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you, Charles.